don't know what kind of sacrifices you guys have been missing in that household, but you need to get on it. Mm. Because at least I will say Charlie seems to have the best role out of the three of you, and even then, the dice are telling Charlie there's a very specific way they want Koya played. Koya rolls wonderfully when Koya is doing fighter shit. When Koya has to make a wisdom save, it's another matter. The dice are telling you to play Koya like a barbarian. Mm-hmm. Ah, pause for 1 second. Double checking. Still on odd, right? Okay. Fort saves? Fuck me. Shh! But You did the same thing I did last time. Yeah, make sure you pick up all your shit and re-equip what you have equipped before you do anything else. Mm. Mm. Let me consider something. Eeh. So pretty much everything that we have encountered that has been in this place has been undead at this to this point. Would Willow have some knowledge of a general, not saying specific to this one, but general weakness? Like, is undead in this setting also weak to fire or radiant or something like that, like in 5e? Is that gonna take my turn? No. Okay. We'll do that. Okay. I'll do. Is it? Do I just roll the lore skill then? Okay. Nope. Um. Yep. That's what I figured. Uh. That would give you a 12 then with the +2. Mm, okay. So hearing the uh gunfire go off and that there's trouble going on, Willow will immediately start back this direction. And if she has to get here, so that's 10 feet to move. Why are you not moving? No, it's 'cause which means that she is within arm's reach of Maddie. So she will use a second action to hand Maddie a fire energy mutagen. So, Iris, are you ready to make a note? And this she would still have to consume it. But when you consume it, if you hit a blah 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 reset English. Since it is infused with fire, you gain resistance 5 to fire. When you make a hit with a melee weapon, you add 1 damage of fire. However, you gain a weakness 5 to acid, cold, and electricity. Hmm. Shovel. A melee weapon. Hmm. 1 fire damage with every hit. And it's very specific with each hit. So if you're doing multiple attacks, you get 1 per. weakness 5 to acid, cold, and electricity. Yeah, she has two of those, but she has to choose one particular energy source for each. Um, but that's, I guess, action 2, and then they'll finish moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Hi, Paige. Squeeze through and like, uh, well, I see that we have gone astray already. This is good. Good. And I think that's all I can do. Yeah. I was trying to be accurate because I imagine she's not like fully handing, it's just a toss in the air. But I was trying to be accurate to how far she could move. If she gets a nat 20, she gets it back. Aw. Jesus. No. Oh my god. Let her roll physical dice, Joe, so we don't lose this character, damn it. I see that the spirit of Maddie has possessed Iris already this evening. Yeah. Does she want to be there? No. Does she have anywhere else to go? Mhm. Mhm. How the fuck? Mhm. This this is what happens when the witches are not scared of casting the magic. I will point out that earlier, like Kira said, defending the squishies would be the best choice. I just in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, and Willow and Paige would both take particular issue with that line of logic. Great offense. Great offense. Heh, not. Hmm, hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Starting to feel personal. Starting to feel just a little bit. Oh, I don't like that. So, do you have a plan for the TPK that's about to happen? uh, yep, TPK. Mm, I am considering a thing. Give me a moment. 'Cause the unfortunate side effect is of Maddie being in the hallway, though it does stop up the hallway, is I no longer have line of sight on a lot of things, and I also no longer have most of my stuff with odd is line and cone damage. Um, hmm, let's see how far. Well, step. It's 5 foot step, I think. Okay, so that doesn't that does not take an action, correct? Okay. Can I get a little bit of a line of sight on Maddie from here? Because that was 5 foot to where she is right now. Mm, that negates all of these things. Well, I mean, then that means literally the only thing that she can do is move and then cast Blood Ward on Maddie. +1 to AC and save. Yeah, but considering the fact that I had the potential to do 16 damage if I did not have to do this. And I can't move because Paige is in the way. No, it wasn't that like you were not allowing it. It was that I was physically not able to move. Yeah. So congratulations on your +1 AC. That's all I have. Chris. Yeah, we've now hit the point of we have to let them move in for literally the rest of the party to do anything. Hmm. 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 See, the hero points have essentially done nothing but fuck us over. Hmm. I literally cannot do anything at this point. They all need line of sight. Is there literally I guess I'm not understanding the physics of this tunnel well enough to understand if there is anywhere she can move for line of sight. Okay. Um yes, I think the only one that's not going to hurt Maddie requires an attack roll. Yes. Double check this one. Yep. You have discovered the breakdown of Odd's entire spell list, having a straight line. So she will scoot up here, and again, I cannot move through tokens. And is there one that is particularly fucked up looking already? Or are we starting fresh? Okay. Okay, would she be able to try and hit that one? Or no? Okay. So I will use a phase bolt. Am I getting something from you for attacks, uh, Amy? Okay. Okay, that's fine. But then a +2 from Pierre. Circumstance bonus. And with phase bolt, if the target has any circumstance bonuses to AC, such as shield or cover, reduce that bonus by 2 for this attack. Mm. hmm I guess we'll try the hero point, see if it actually does it literally anything for me. Okay. On success, you deal 3d4 damage, but I'm assuming it is not crit. 4. That's all she's got. Um, well, pause for a second. How would because this gets very finicky with how you have let me build Willow. Um, if Willow tries to push to get Summer back, would she be able to do that in a fight or no? Would that like take her entire turn? I can save if it is okay with you, Joe, if you are cementing that as a thing and an action to swap. I can stabilize Aang next turn. No. Mm. Just keep healing her. Just keep healing her as much as you can. How the fuck do you have 72? Hmm.
only.
Okay. So 3 from Paige, 1 from Willow, and then 2 from Reach.
And 2 from Giant.
The 3 Pages total.
Oh, sorry.
The
3.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So 6.
Yeah. Okay. So 15 damage.
15 damage.
It is screwed.
That's a good chunk. And he's scared. So I'll mark him down as scared. He is frightened.
And then I will use my extra attack to hit this one.
The middle one? Okay.
Yeah.
A 4. I'm sorry.
Eh.
You are cutting through them, though.
Slowly but surely.
The hallway clog is doing work. Hylas is going to go. Hylas is going to try and shoot the middle one. He has a round loaded. And what is the bonus from Paige to hit?
+1 to attack and
+1.
damage.
16. That will hit. So he's going to deal 11 damage to this one in the middle. It's almost dead. Sorry, not 11 damage, 12 damage because of Paige's +1. He takes a good chunk out of it with the... and then he will reload. And do we need Hylas to move? Because he can reload and move at the same time. I'm asking the mages.
Yeah.
I think he's fine right there.
Probably good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he will covered reload and just kind of huddle against the wall here. And he is going to take one more shot at the middle one for a plus. Nope. That is a whiff. Okay. That is Hylas' turn. Top of the turn. It is this ghoul. It is going to attempt to crawl past this one. I'm going to make it roll an acrobatics check.
Beef it.
It did beef it.
Let's go.
It is scrambling, trying to get past the one immediately in front of it. It's going to try again because it has nothing better to do but try. There we go. So it tries one more time, and it is going to scramble past it and land on this part of the wall, but then it is stuck behind this one, so it is still kind of not able to do anything. That will be the end of its turn. Pierre will move up, and he will aid Paige because he is right next to Paige. He is going to aid Paige for a +1. You get a +1 on anything that you attempt next turn, on any skill checks, or attack rolls. And then it'll be Willow's turn.
Willow, seeing the situation, seeing that you're not getting to Aang anytime soon, kind of closes her eyes and steadies herself. Oh dear, I think I might need the help of Summer again.
Odd is very present and doesn't want to let go, but you can exert control in this moment and push Odd down. Odd is dead set on the violence at hand, but will dissipate. And you can call forth Summer.
As she's pushing Odd aside, yeah, I'll let you continue to kill things in just a moment. And as soon as Summer is forward again, I imagine just as confused as last time. I need your help again the exact same way.
Summer apparates next to you and just goes, right, medic time. And she will adjust her gloves, and you can cast, what is it?
Stabilize.
Stabilize.
Because it's 30 feet, and we are exactly 30 feet away.
Yep.
And
Hang is stable.
yep, you lose the dying condition.
Gain the wounded condition.
You're still unconscious, you're still at 0 HP, but you can stop fucking rolling.
I can stop rolling.
Thank God.
You are no longer in active danger.
God, her saving grace is that she tastes like paper.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And stabilize takes 2 actions, so that's all I can do.
That's more than I can do, which is nothing.
I'm sorry, Hang.
It's, this is a really rough nat one.
I did all I can do. I can't bring you back up. Willow's not a healer.
I appreciate stabilizing.
This ghoul is still under the effects of the penalties it has suffered as a result of its critical failures that it did successfully critically fail. So it's going to try an attack. It has a cumulative -3 on all of its attacks. And this first attack whiffs because of the smoke as it is trying to wave at you through the smoke mat again. Totally misses. It's going to try again. This one succeeds, and now it's going to get to roll an attack roll. That is... does a 17 get there? It is an exceedingly high roll for this creature. Madigan?
Yes!
I think a no. I think right now her AC is 20.
Yeah, my AC is 20. Sorry, I was getting more dinner.
You're good. Okay, so definitely a whiff, and it's going to try one more time. One more time for the road. It does get a success, so it's going to try
Did it hit with
here.
smoke?
It did. But
Okay.
the second hit is lower than a 17. So it whiffs 3 times again. This one, I imagine you're just holding your hand out, pushing against its chest as it, like, in a rabid, like rabid chihuahua style, like grabbing at you and clawing at your arms in a impotent but still painful kind of way. Next ghoul. This one is more unfettered from the series of critical failures that one suffered. This one is no longer frightened. The frightened condition goes down at the end of the turn. But this one misses because of the smoke.
So it goes down on the end of its turn. My turn?
Correct.
Okay. Good to know.
This one misses because of the smoke, so it's going to try again. Okay, so the smoke does not factor in for the second hit. It's going to see if it can attack. That is still a miss. It's a 15 total. It's going to try one more time. It does get through the smoke. It was almost an nat 20, but in the end it rolled an 8. So it too is rabid and like flailing wildly trying to get at you, Madigan. And it too wastes its turn doing so. This ghoul, it can't get close enough to you, but it is trying to retain its sanity. It's going to back up 5 and reassess. And it's going to use an action to run this way. 5, 10, 15. That ghoul is running.
Okay.
Paige, it is your turn.
So with that, Rallying Anthem is down. So everyone except for Aang, who I don't think she can reach. No, too far. Maddie is still good health-wise? Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is first action, second action is gonna be putting back up Rallying Anthem and Inspire Courage. So those are gonna be up for the next round.
Mm-hmm.
And for her last action, she is going to. We can see the ghouls, right?
Yeah, you can still see them.
Okay,
You
so
see
this
that one of them is gone.
Yeah. This one's still here?
Yep.
Okay, well, Paige is going to go ahead and pull out a single playing card. This time, the lettering on it is going to kind of, as she has it in between her two fingers, kind of flicker with a pink light, and she's going to yeet it. She's going to cast Phase card.
Let's fucking go.
And it's just reflavored Phase Bolt.
Yeah.
So it's if it has any shielding from cover, -2.
This does matter.
I think this is the first time she's attacking.
At least in a while.
You're looking
she
for
attacked in the forest at one point.
Yeah.
That's 17.
It's rare, but it happens.
+1 from Pierre.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Pierre gave her a +1, right?
Yeah, he's helping.
Okay, cool. She rolled a 7. But okay, I'm rolling this on here to see what my thing is. It's
Your
a
bonus?
+6. Yeah.
13 for 14.
And then from Pierre, I get a +1.
Yeah.
And then I get a +1 from myself.
You get a +1 from yourself and a +1 from Pierre.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's enough, though.
Damn. Okay.
For a total of, what, like 15?
Yes.
Yeah, you need just a little bit more.
Oh, you know what?
You're close.
Never mind. I fucking misread it.
What?
I misread my actions. I can't do that anyway.
Oh.
So what we're gonna do, because can't do that, if you don't mind me redoing something else.
No, that's fine. What is happening?
Okay, so rather than we're gonna redo the gambit. We're not doing the phase card.
Okay.
We're gonna try a Psyburst.
Psyburst.
Yes.
Okay. What does that do?
Boop.
Psyburst, once per round, you direct violent psychic energies. A reflex save.
Mm-hmm.
That is a weird save. I would have expected a will save.
Right?
Okay. I can roll a reflex save for this creature, though. Let me roll a reflex save. That is a 18.
I don't know where my DC is.
It should be in the middle section of your spellcasting sheet. If you click on your spellcasting sheet, it should say.
I see. 16.
So he saves, but it's a basic save, so he takes half damage.
Okay, cool.
Basic saves mean like if you fail, you take damage. If you succeed, you take half damage. If you crit fail, you take double damage. If you crit succeed, you take like no damage.
Okay, so he takes half damage then, right?
Yeah. So he takes half damage.
Okie doke. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 4 and a 3. So 7, half a 7.
So he takes 4 damage.
Yes. Bludgeoning.
That's there. He's just, like bludgeoned by psychic force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's down a little bit.
She's not an attacker.
That's okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn. Forgot button.
Madigan.
Second verse, same as the first. I'm going to go for this one, I guess, for the intimidating strike.
Go for it.
roll, please.
$14 is not going to get there.
With the +1?
A +1, no. You need just a little bit more.
Okay.
If you had a +2.
I don't think I do. You know.
I only see a +1.
And then just a regular attack on this one.
Gotcha. Oh.
Well done.
I'm sorry. You're still holding them at bay as they just scramble and bay at you.
That is my turn.
Okay. Hylas, from behind, is going to take a pot shot at this one because the other two are somewhat covered. So he is going to shoot. No ammunition. What? Damn it.
The ammunition thing is the most annoying thing about these character sheets.
Yeah, I thought I turned that off. Hold on. Let me see here. Rounds.
I'm gonna try something real quick.
Go for it.
Because I realized something. There's an issue. My effect.
Shoot. Shoot. Motherfucker. Shoot, Hylas. I said shoot, boy. There we go. That's a hit. He's going to hit this guy. He's going to deal 14 plus 1 for 15 damage. That's going to bring this guy really low. Hylas will reload. And we'll take aim at this one, even though he's slightly covered by the wall. Whoops. I rolled the wrong attack. That is 12 plus 3 plus 1. That is a normal hit. So Hylas will deal 9 damage plus 1 for 10 on this one. 2 shots, 2 hits. Hylas is doing his best.
Oh.
And he will... That is his turn. What's up? I heard an O.
Sorry, I just realized Paige had a +4 to damage. It's okay. I remember next time.
Oh. Gotcha. At the top of the turn, this Bowick is going to move off of the wall because it would rather have both of its hands free, but it can't do anything. It is Pierre's turn. Pierre will aid Paige again. And then it's going to be Willow's turn.
Okay, so she has Summer, and so if you allow me one last thing with Summer, as she is fading back away and Odd pushing forward again. And I will use up one of Summer's spells and shrink down the list from Odd. Likewise. Just feel a pat on your back. Maddie, please don't bite her out of surprise. Have fun.
Ooh.
Magic Fang.
Oh. Yo, Maddie is just getting steroided up with so much different magic.
So your unarmed attack becomes a +1.
Mhm.
So you get a +1 to both your attack roll, and you increase your damage die to 2 dice.
Holy shit.
That's really good.
And I
Holy
also figured
shit.
out something else.
Oh?
I haven't been using my strongest attack.
You have a stronger attack? Well,
I chose the ape barbarian.
oh yeah. Okay. So,
That's the only
Willow-
buff spell that Summer has.
Yo,
that is a
holy
hell
fuck.
of a buff spell.
Yeah.
Hang still unconscious.
We're on our way.
Yeah.
With you, with us in spirit.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
We're turning
This-
Maddie into a snowplow.
Yep.
We're gonna roll to see if there's a miss here. Whoa, it is chugging. Come on. That is mild success. We'll see if he hits. Come on. Does a 26 hit, Maddie?
Yes.
He's getting there. He's not critting, but he's hitting. That's going to be 8 damage as this one's claw digs into your skin. And it's just pulling at random sinew and tendons as best it can. It's going to try again. The second attack obscured by smoke. And the third attack is like trying to wail at you with its offhand claw. It does not seem to be effective at all. So you only take the one attack.
Okay.
But we got another ghoul. Ghoul number 2. First attack. What a waste of a 20. He is going to roll on... Does a 16 won't get there, will it?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, he hits. And I'm really just hoping for like massively high rolls, because I don't think they can hit you unless they roll like 15 or higher on every die. The last 2 attacks miss. He's just waving at you impotently. The one hits you in the arm, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ghoul that is off screen is running. Okay. Paige, it is your turn.
First 2 actions, we're going to keep up both the buffing cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
And just fuck it. One more time. Reflex save this bitch.
Reflex save. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 23.
Well.
Half damage.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, half damage. Right. I remembered. It's a +4. It's another 4. Plus another 4. It's going to be a 12. Half to 6.
That's good.
Something.
And it was which one?
Distance.
This one? He's almost dead.
Maddie
He's
killed.
barely clinging on.
Look at all these chew
Maddie.
toys, Maddie.
Two toys.
You have so much damage that you have been missing out on.
So roll to hit the first one, or the one right here.
Uh-huh.
Plus 2.
So you're attacking for a 16 will hit.
Okay. Damage.
Plus
15 damage.
no, she still gets another die on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a D10, right? So
Yes, you
It's
just
a
double whatever
D10.
it is. Ten, 25.
10. So 25, but we're not counting all of the page bonus.
no.
It's another +4, I think, from Paige and Willow combined.
So it is another +4 because
29.
of the so 29. Which one were you
Mhm.
hitting?
The one that was at death's door.
You pulp him.
Hands together.
I will give you a hero point for honoring the targeting and not switching it up and saying, I targeted this one actually, haha. But this one is fucking dead. You can't, like, he's pinned himself to your arm. So, like, his claws are sticking out of your forearm, and you just lift your hand up and just plunge him into the ground, and he is pasted. Red smear.
And once more, swinging the arm over to the right.
Mm-hmm. 19. That is another hit.
Damage. And then a D10.
I will pause you. Oh, is it fist again? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, continue. I was about to try to be fair, but if it's fist again, then yeah.
24, right?
Mm-hmm.
24. So this one, you paste this one too. It's amazing how much more damage you should have been doing this whole time, combined with Willow's insane buff spell.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit,
I
that's
really
a-
like that spell. I really like that spell.
Oh,
You heave
you
this one
like.
up.
Let me put it this way: you guys have not seen how much she could buff Maddie because the buff, Willow, is actually winter.
which we have not seen yet.
You plunge that one into the wall and smash it to smithereens. There is one ghoul left, Maddie.
Can I
You
push
can
it?
reach him.
Like, can I move
You can
and
reach him. You don't even have, you don't have to move. You can reach him. You have a 10-foot reach.
Enlarged.
True.
Grab him. Grab him.
Oh yeah, I can
Can I
grapple.
get my hands?
I can grapple with my fist.
Yeah.
How do I? So I just roll the attack.
You would roll it with the multiple attack penalty, and it's basically grab as your attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
That multiple attack penalty hurts.
Yep.
Yep.
You did get a hero point if you want to use it on this, though.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Fuck it. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Reroll.
It's alarming how, like, early hero points is like, we need them, give us all the hero points, and late hero points are like, fuck it, I got it, the situation is under control.
That
Oof.
still doesn't.
It is not there. I'm sorry.
Thanks,
You try to
Dad.
grab him, but you're a little, like, shook up from all of the ghouls being here before, and it's a little like, holy shit, we were, whoa, and you're just a little shell shocked from it. But you whiff on grabbing him. Hylas, from behind you, is going to take aim and try to shoot this ghoul. And we're crossing our fingers for Hylas. He has to reload. He has to reload and then shoot. What a fucking time for a nat 20 on Hylas.
Hey.
Hey!
He needed room to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He needed room. Critical. Which is going to do an absolutely stupid amount of damage. +2 for 26. He doesn't kill it, though. He shoots it, blasts off a chunk of its shoulder and arm and, like, chest, and just leaves it pasted on the ground. It will take 26 damage and still be alive.
Jesus.
Hylas will use his last action to reload. That Bowick is barely hanging on.
You include the +1 from Paige, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I just now noticed your Maddie bonus tracker. Oh.
Okay. That's going to be Hylas's turn.
It's not including her rage bonus. That's just Paige and Willow right there.
This school is going to run. And then he is out of combat.
No, he's not.
Oh, wait. Shit. Sorry. He does provoke. He is going to try and provoke. I forgot that I was looking at a different ghoul. This school is out of combat. So he does provoke. He is going to try to run, though.
It's not provoke. I just follow him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to get to here.
I have 35.
The problem is
get through the squeeze.
This opening is too small.
Yeah.
You can get up to the opening.
Would you rather take the provoke?
I can't provoke, I don't think, right?
You have if you don't have attack of opportunity, then you can't.
Yeah, no.
Oh, right, this fucking system.
To be honest, if it's running, I don't think Maddie would follow it.
Well, I mean, Willow's going to. Odd wanted blood.
There's going to be a slight problem. So she will move up to the opening.
You scrape along the rock walls and get up to here. Just grinding against it as the ghoul slips out from this entrance here, just out of your grasp.
Right. She tries to go forward over Aang, but can't. And seeing that it's out of her grasp, Maddie, if you don't mind, will sit with her paws around Aang.
Like protectively?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Do you have a potion or anything of any kind? No?
I think... No, I do. Yeah.
Don't give her a healing potion.
Do not give her a healing potion.
Oh, yeah. I don't have one of those, though.
Aang should.
Healing...
Do you still have one on Aang's?
I have like 2 or 3, I think.
Healing potions that you got from the Fae Queen would work for Aang. I believe potions aren't positive energy.
I think they are because I have to use Oil of Unlife specifically.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was separate healing.
No, yeah, healing potions are technically marked as vitality, which means it's.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But Willow made her special juice, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She would have her juice on her. She does have one listed.
I will say, if in lieu of being able to attack or no, you can't follow the Bawick, or you can't attack the Bawick. Never mind. But it is going to run and get around the corner.
Willow doesn't even get a chance to try.
Willow, you can chase after it. I will say that if you doggedly chase after it past Beast Maddie and past Aang and continue, I will give you inspiration. Or not inspiration. God damn it. Fucking D20 systems, man. I will give you a hero point as you are chasing after it, and you can catch it in a corner. Because it's so low that it won't fight back, as it's like too wounded to do anything against. So I will say this is a good end for the encounter.
Yeah, because she did promise Odd, and she is trying to keep
Mhm.
peace with the various willows that she would chase after. I fucking. Can I move? There we
I will
go.
end the encounter and give you all your experience, which you get 180 for that fight.
Jesus.
And now I'm trapped
smoke
under the
bomb.
giant Maddie. There we go.
There. So I will also give you a hero point for chasing after this creature and cornering it as it cowers in this area. Maddie, I will give you a hero point for protecting Aang, since you couldn't follow the creature. But we are out of combat.
Move the fuck over, Hylas.
Hylas will get out of the way.
On the way.
Maddie will growl at Paige if she gets closer.
Fucking bitch. In Smallin.
This is a fully like werewolfed out Madigan, by the way, like a feral creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to give me a will save to not be stricken with fear by this, because this is something you would have never before in your life seen. And Willow, you can hear the phase bolt. What does Willow's phase bolt look like? I didn't actually ask that. What does it look like?
Because it's odd, I feel like it is almost stereotypically magic looking. It is just a like deep purple like orb of energy that just launches itself and like flickers across the space between right to the chest.
It crunches into the chest of this creature, and this creature's chest like caves in under the weight of it as it scrabbles against the wall, like trapped like an animal, and is crunched completely to dust. Or not to dust, but like crunched completely into a more whole unlife.
Remember how many
Maddie.
we've killed, because I will be harvesting them.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna let the Maddie Page scene herself.
Okay, so you said both.
Yeah,
So
I think a will save would be appropriate to.
Okay, look. I was just waiting. So she still has her cantrips up. So that'll give her an additional +2 to this. 14 plus 5, 19 plus 2, 21.
21. Okay, yeah. You aren't like quaking with your boots with fear, but it does give you shocking pause.
Mm-hmm. Well, first things first. no more enlarge if you're going to growl at me.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Like, she stops in her tracks. At that, it's like, okay, I buff you, and this is how you react? I see how it is. So.
Maddie gets smaller, so she can't protectively sit and hold Aang kind of thing. But she gets up and is still kind of like prowling a little bit, is the best way to put it. Like, don't get any closer. This is mine. You can't. If you hurt her, I swear I'll attack, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, for the purposes of letting Kira have the roleplay a moment, you can be moderately conscious right now, Kira. Despite being at 0 HP, you can like have your consciousness barely flicker awake, and you can see a fully wolfed out, or not wolfed out, but like creatured up Madigan covering you.
Aang will. Can she like move at all, or?
Very little. You could crawl or move your hand, like lift.
I think she will put a hand on, I imagine, like Maddie's legs or something are pretty close, right?
Mm-hmm.
She will put a hand on Maddie's leg and just, I imagine that she's all torn up right now. And it probably looks very bizarre because she's hollow. So she's torn up like paper, and there's just brambles poking out and stuff like that. There's no blood. But even still, this like torn up paper mache creature, she reaches for Maddie's leg and just softly calls her name.
Maddie tilts her head towards Aang and looks at her. And she'll sit down, get close to Aang's hand, sniff it, and like kind of nudge her nose against Aang, against her hand, and she'll like rest her head next to Aang's hand. She's kind of laying down, but she does keep her eyes on Paige.
I think Aang, weak as she is, has a very, very soft smile and attempts pat of head.
Gentle lick of hand.
She's look any calmer?
She does seem a bit calmer. She's more focused on Aang. She's kind of licking her hand.
Mm-hmm. So, Paige isn't going to step forward yet, because she's mildly offended, but she does not have a death wish.
And she's on the far side of Aang, so like she'd be on this side, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like she's facing towards Paige and Pierre, but on the far side from her.
But Paige is going to just gently call out, Maddie, I need to heal her, so could I please step a little bit closer?
Oh, grumble. But not in a threatening way, but in a fine kind of thing.
Okay. Paige will approach. Maddie is still really big, so
I can't shrink in her.
Is she not shrinkant for you?
No.
Nope.
Oh, I thought I shrinked her.
Maybe reload. She's still big.
Any better?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I am loading back in.
Oh, there you go.
Eh,
It was weird.
Anyway, Paige is gonna try and assess the damage. She heard Aang's voice, so she's not dead. Thank fucking God. It's like, okay. Fucking down, girl. Okay.
Hmm.
Fucking. So you said regular medicine checks will help
Yeah.
Aang, right?
Yes.
Can you remind me what those heal for?
They heal for 2d8
Uh-huh.
on
Okay.
a DC 15.
Okie doke. Cool. I'd like to attempt that.
Go for it.
Medicine's only a +3. Haha.
Here will help you.
Please.
It will give you a +2 to your roll.
Okie doke. Please. Well, that's a 2. What needs a
It's
hero
not a-
point?
You don't have to use a hero point. It just
No?
takes more time. If you fail
Oh.
it, if you critically fail it, like
Mhm.
if you roll a nat 1 critical fail, you deal damage. But if you don't succeed, you
Mhm.
just spend 10 minutes doing nothing. You just wasted 10 minutes. If you succeed, you spend 10 minutes and get a heal.
Mm.
So failing just means it takes longer.
Okay. Okay. So, do we need to roll again, or?
Do you want to try to heal again?
Well, I'd like to get Aang back up. I mean, wait,
Oh.
no, she has her juice.
Yeah. I was about to say, Willow
Yeah.
comes over, sees, waits, and then sees that. I imagine Paige is trying to heal, but it's like, it's a little weird. It's a little strange.
I imagine the
Mhm.
first part is honestly just cleanup.
Uh huh. And so
Cleanup of.
Willow
Paper
will
mache.
reach over to Aang's belt and pull one of the vials and just lift Aang's head. All right, bottoms up, and pour the oil. Again, absolutely foul-smelling shit.
Mm.
I imagine you can roll the healing, but like Paige not knowing what to do with the physiology of a non-human, taking the ribbons that were torn from Aang's body and trying to line them back up where they maybe came from, not knowing if this is the way to do it quite yet, because this is really bad. Like a normal wound on Aang is like you can stitch it closed, but this is pieces missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Willow will walk up and tip a vial into Aang's mouth, which will heal for 7.
Thank you,
And then
Willow.
some of the life comes back into Aang's form, and the ribbons that were placed start to stitch together magically.
Jesus. Can sorry
You can
off
still
topic.
attempt medicine checks.
Okay. Yes, but she's conscious now, or fully
Mhm.
conscious. Bunny.
That 20.
That
Is that
20
for a healing check or a
Yeah.
medicine check?
medicine check.
Okay, so you roll 4d8.
Let's fucking go. I'm a little lazy.
Mood
14.
14. So Aang heals for an additional 14.
14 plus 7 is that 23?
It's 14 plus 7 is 21. There it is.
Thank you. Yeah. Aang starts to stitch herself back together, or I imagine that's Paige's heel. So yeah, Paige is starting to stitch her back together.
It's like, oh, okay, so this way? Cool. Okay, I think I'm starting to get it now, kind of.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You found a corner.
Yeah.
Willow off to side. You need to remember that, like, it's a hole. Don't look for the muscle in the bone. Just imagine that it's there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I feel like at this point, Paige's like, okay, I got it. Bring out the eyelash glue.
I feel like even with the eyelash glue, part of the reason I imagine that it took fucking forever to figure it out is there's still that fucking hole in Aang's stomach from where she got fucking impaled.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, what do you mean this space is here? What?
I feel like Paige is now theorizing, okay, what if we just later on, what if we just like make some paper mache just to help that later? I'll just
patch.
file that away. A little patch. We can use my handkerchiefs. It'll be fine. It'll work.
I'm just imagining like Aang for some reason, I guess is like changing or something, and you see like a flash of her belly, and it's like a polka dot silk cover for some reason that's like part of her flesh.
We'll get to that later. Just fucking.
It does mean I lose wounded one as well. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank Christ.
Mm.
Maddie's still wolfed out, or foxed, creatured out.
I imagine as Aang is stitched back up, she kind of pushes herself, into a sitting position and starts taking a few breaths. And she's clearly in pain, but she's putting up with it fairly well, considering the circumstances of near death. And she will wrap an arm around Maddie's shoulders, and it's unclear if she's doing that to support herself or to comfort Maddie, but then she pulls her a little bit closer and just lays her head on Maddie's shoulder, and she will stay like that as she thanks the mages for their assistance. Did we lose Joe? Oh.
I'm still here. Sorry.
It's okay.
As you are being sort of leveraged up, you can see, as well as probably Paige, you can see a little bit past Paige that Hylas, Lorelei, and Abigail are starting to funnel in down this little not hallway, but like cavern squeeze. Pierre is looking at Maddie, and he is looking very nervous, and he doesn't have his knife pointed at Maddie, but he has it not lowered. He's still kind of at the ready, and his eyes are nervously darting over between Aang and Maddie.
Aang will meet Pierre's eyes. Go on.
He was going to just look over to you and cautiously glance over to Maddie and just go, "Are you all right, Anghard?"
I am as well as can be asked, but I shall have to ask thee to turn aside thy worried glance at Madigan.
He blinks, looks at you, and looks at Maddie. And he hesitates before saying, "I've heard stories of you creatures before." Looking at Maddie.
Yeah, to be fair, you've heard stories about witches and you're related to one.
He winces.
And 'twas
Good
I
point.
that saved thy life. By consuming flesh, was it not?
He looks a little awkward, and he will lower his knife.
Maddie will huff.
Please excuse my brother. He is just a bit worried considering that Maddie did growl at me at first, so
Paige.
I'm not saying that he is right. I'm just saying that
She's like waves her hand. I assume you're the one that she is like gestures wide.
she thinks for a second. And for a split second, her thought is like, are you calling me fat? Because that's where her mind goes at first, but she's like, oh, wait, no, she's not. She's thinking like, oh, no, I did make Maddie huge. That's probably what she's talking about. And then she nods.
Oh, that's rather impressive. Do you think you could... Did she, like, goes small with her hands?
There's a shake of the head. Couldn't really figure that out. But, Maddie, you're not, hurt, no? It didn't, like, it not feel, it, you're okay, okay?
Maddie.
Animal.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, how
Nod?
conscious is she in this form?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine she maybe is licking her wounds on her paws and whatnot. Still staying very close to Ingharad.
Oh, shit.
You can tell she is definitely comforted by Ingharad's presence and having her arm on her.
I have a weird question.
Hmm?
Is Maddie in this form considered a domesticated animal?
Huh.
No.
No.
Okay. Never mind.
Why?
Don't worry about it. No reason. Paige has the tame cantrip to just make it, literally improve the attitude one by one step. Calm her down a bit.
Oh shit. I also have something that would technically work.
Or it's
on
like,
Maddie right now.
It may or may not work. I would leave it up to Iris, but I would probably seem very condescending.
Yeah.
it's like, it's not to like control her, just to calm her down a bit.
You know what? I will allow it to work. I think that's fair. I'll allow it to work. But there will be consequences.
Choose wisely.
Okay, you know what? Bet, handshake. I have an idea that I think would be funny.
Okay, handshake.
I imagine that it's like, okay, cool. They got a huff from Maddie. She seems to be more or less following the conversation. Still a little on edge, but more calm. He's like, okay, you know what? This worked for like other animals. This might work. And there's just like a little like soft burst of just very like warm air around her that kind of feels like, oh, you know, like a nice sunny spot to nap in. Or right in front of a fire. And if you allow this, Iris, Paige is gonna reach up and give scritches.
I will allow this for a very specific reason.
Maddie actually likes scritches.
Willow, roll me a perception check while you're over there scouting around.
I did have something
Maddie.
I wanted to say to Paige and to Pierre eventually. So.
Oh, about his comment to Maddie?
Yeah.
What was it? Go on.
I just wanted to have Aang. I was gonna have her apply Maddie head to lap, but I don't think that works very well right now. And she, when he says, he was just afraid. 'Tis the nature of man to forgive, to fear, and it should be the nature of our kind to forgive. But mind keep thy heart a compassionate one.
Here will lower his knife the rest of the way. He's still holding it. Obviously not at ease given the environment you guys are in, but he is calmed.
I fucking hate this system.
10. You can see there's blood splattered, like a blood trail. You could take time to follow it, but there's a blood trail from one of the wounded Bowels that got away.
Heading through the door.
Yes, it heads out and through the door.
And she can't see anything from here, I'm assuming.
I'm wondering if you can see the actual blood trail I tried to lay out.
Yeah, I can see the blood trail.
Oh, okay.
I can see up to here.
Yes. So you can see that there is this large rock, and it is like ominously like glowing dull blue. And right here, you can see that it looks like there is a smear of blood as though something scrambled to get underneath it.
Well, if it's going underneath it, not her problem right now. She has things to harvest.
And Paige, you wanted to do a thing with Maddie?
That was just me flavoring. The tame is just scritches.
Did the scritches work, Maddie?
Yeah, they work. I imagine like Maddie was laying, since like Aang was gonna put her on her lap, or her head on her lap. I imagine she is laying there, and Paige like moves closer to do the scritches, and she tilts her head, ears, like to lean into scritches. This is actually very cozy. This is very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
This is the life.
I'm sure Paige will get an earful later.
Yep.
But for now, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So she likes scritches. Nice.
Like
Pierre.
tail thump.
I said Pierre has a torch. That's not true. He has a lantern. I said it wrong. But he holds up the lantern and looks up and down the cavern and just goes, should we move somewhere a bit more comfortable?
Yeah, probably.
From way down the cave, you hear Lorelei just go, yes!
Yes, it depends. Allied, can you walk?
Aang will tap hoof against ground as if testing the weight at first. Thinks to herself for a moment and continues patting Maddie. Yes, I think I can.
Okay, so that is problem number one avoided. The second one is I don't think we're going to get Willow out of there anytime soon. Assuming Willow has put on her fucking dissecting gloves. Yep. It's like, well, I mean, we're not getting Willow out of there. So either we all go in or we leave Willow. And I don't want to split the party anymore. I don't know about you guys.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, Pierre is going to go wherever Paige goes.
Mm-hmm.
Lorelai is going to try to shove past everyone to get to Willow.
Mm-hmm. In that case, probably would be best for us to all just file into this room then, right?
As long as everybody can fit. Willow just crouched in the corner, like bunch of implements laid out beside her as she is cutting into this thing.
So Willow, you can roll me a d20 really quick. Just a flat d20. You are going to successfully harvest a bunch of stuff from it. You don't even have to roll to successfully do it because there's enough ghoul and easy enough of a check that you were going to automatically succeed it. Okay. So roll me 5d2.
Thank you.
You might have to type it in. I don't know if there's a d2 option.
D2. You think there would be, because when you're like customizing dice, it does show you a coin, but there's no easy button for it.
Mm-hmm.
4 2s and 1 1.
9. So you will get 9 good quality ghoul teeth. I will send you an image of what they do.
I thought Spelljammer was like earlier this week.
Like, man, if I can let y'all like harvest shit, I should be able to harvest shit in one game.
This is my favorite, the part of Spelljammer, and I didn't know there was a PDF of all of this stuff for Pathfinder, so I'm glad that I found one.
So you said,
or was shown one.
9 ghoul teeth.
9 ghoul teeth. And then roll me 5d3 ghoul claws.
How many D3? 5 again?
5. 5. 10. Okay. So I need to check. Do. You get 10 functionally undamaged ghoul claws. Which can be manufactured into bullets.
Ah.
That's some good shit. good stuff for Hylas and Pierre?
Yes. So, like, as Pierre and Hylas are kind of catching up with everyone, Hylas grabbed Pierre's gun that jammed or misfired during the fight, and he's looking at it. He just gestures to it. Well, you panic packed it. Packed too much powder in it. Normal mistake. Happens all the time. I can fix it. Pierre just scratches the back of his head. There's a lot going on. If you don't mind fixing it. He pats him on the shoulder. Sure thing, partner.
I'm
And he
back.
will. Hello.
Hello.
He is going to do his best to fix the damaged and jammed flintlock that Pierre has.
Yay.
As everybody
But-
files into the room, Willow just like slowly turns around and kind of waves a set of pliers that has a tooth currently in them. Be careful of the side door, though. Something that scurried off that way. I think it's trying to hide. But if he gets particularly hungry, she just like waves the pliers again, and turns back to what she's doing.
Huh. Lorelei will come over to watch you harvest the rest of the bits and pieces from the creatures. Abigail will timidly speak up and say, "So are we safe?"
For now, yes. It seems to be that the trouble is either not here or is hiding. So, yes, you can relax for now.
And we've learned, at the very least, that Maddie makes a decent wall.
Mm-hmm.
Inside this room, by the way, is it is predominantly empty, save for a table in the corner that has manacles and chains for clamps on it, like holding something or someone down to the table. In the middle of the room, there are drains that lead down stone pipes that you don't know where they go. The room has some dangerous implication as to the purpose of this room.
Not pleasant vibe.
Mm-hmm. I imagine some piece of the ghoul that Willow has broken off in at one point or another. After she has harvested most of the large bits, she's like, and she'll just reach over and drop it down the pipe. You just watch.
Here it's ting, 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 ting. And it just goes and goes and goes until it is far out of earshot. It goes straight down.
Yep, we are not lowering Paige down that one.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Amy came home. Distracted me for a second. But, yeah. Answer is no. Doesn't have to fucking say it. She's gonna cross her arms, push herself against closer to the wall. Because I imagine the wall is not very nice. Shake of her head. Just like, no. Mm-mm.
will give a very businesslike nod, and her eyes will slowly move over to Maddie and Aang and kind of take them in again. Aang, Harad, can I ask you a question? Might be a little bit of a personal nature.
Aang, who I imagine is patting Maddie's head at present. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Looks over to Willow. Yes?
I did see one of those things take a rather large bite out of you. I know that you don't. And she seems to search for the word recover like the rest of us. Is there something we need to be doing to ensure that you grow back whatever it might have taken?
That's an interesting question. I don't think. I don't know if Aang would have a very solid answer for that above table. Joe, do you think there's anything she would know about there?
I don't fully understand the question. Do you mean the parts that were torn, the parts of Aang that were torn off?
Because from my understanding, the ghoul just bit and took a chunk out of her, biting into a chunk of meat.
Yes.
So is there I'm assuming that means there is another hole somewhere.
Yes.
I assume, and this is my understanding of it, that if it's not from a metal wound, it will probably heal.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is metal, then it won't, and that's why she has 3 holes.
So your form will recover entirely eventually, save for mortal wounds that are driven through you by metal. Metal wounds, like a glancing blow from a metal wound, would heal very, very, very slowly, but it would heal eventually. The special wounds that you have, though, from metal are the ones that kind of linger for years. With the one bite taken out of you from the ghoul, that will grow back as though it was never there to begin with. It will just take a little bit of time.
That is a very good question. Aang looks at the torn out bit of herself and considers it. Well, it will not happen overnight, but it will grow back. 'Tis only mortal wounds, and those struck with metal implements that linger. And she will actually take off her glove and gesture with her hand, with a very visible hole. This one hath troubled me for, I want to say it's 17? 17?
Around 17 years.
17 years. And still, no sign of healing. But tooth and fang, these will heal.
Lorelei just leans over towards you, Willow, and just goes, "What is she?"
It's very pointedly looks at Lorelei, and there's a single shrug, which is not something you get from Willow very often. And we'll look back towards Aang, and you can see the eyes narrow and the calculation of there are many ideas that are immediately springing forth. Many of them probably not what you want to deal with, but she has the wherewithal to keep her mouth shut for the moment. And then she
Aang,
go ahead.
Aang will, as Willow clamps up for the moment, Aang will turn to Lorelei, tilt her head. Hast thou a question?
No, I don't have a question.
She was wondering what you
It's
are.
like, she elbows you. And that elbow hurts a lot more than you would expect, Willow. That hurts real bad.
She gets in there, huh?
Yeah, that elbow hurts surprisingly. What is your percentage health? 50% of your health bad.
Oh, smack her in return.
You smack her and she like reels from it. Like, ow. Oh. It hurt.
Oh, that hurt.
She looks at you and looks at her elbow, looks at your hand.
The siblings are bickering.
And continues, scritch, Maddie, scritch, scritch. Soft smile. Well, I can answer thy question. I am a fae, and more particularly, I am a wish.
Lorelai like kind of tilts her head and scrunches her nose. Not sure I fully understand what you mean. Like, I wish for eternal life, wish, or I wish for eternal
Nod.
money, wish.
She nods at eternal life.
Really? You don't look like eternal life. I don't know what eternal life really looks like, though. And she just puts a hand to her chin.
It turned out to be rather a particular type of eternal life. It is a very long story that I'm sure Ankrod, if she so chooses, would tell you over a fire.
It is perhaps not the time, but gladly would I tell thee when it was.
Abigail, who just kind of slumps on the, or not slumps to the floor, but leans against the wall, just goes, "What is it time for? Are we waiting for something?"
Yeah, number one, we need Madigan to have hands and thumbs again.
Have to clear it with Joe, but that might be a while.
I would say that if you want to clear, to calm down and de-wolf up, you can. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if it's possible, sure. We didn't really specify what untriggers intentional.
I think.
transformation.
I
I
can
think.
have Aang say something if you want.
Try it.
Aang, at hearing that, kneels down in front of Maddie, and scritch, 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 holds big head in hands, looks at her. Dost thou hear that, Madigan? They have great need of thee. 'Tis only thy brave courage that kept everything together afore, and now we've need of thy courage once more.
I think Maddie is, she's definitely calmed by Aang's presence and tilts her head a bit, trying to comprehend it, and then nods, and I think closes her eyes and very slowly the monsteriness recedes.
As that goes on, Aang fusses over her significantly, readjusting, armor and whatnot, smoothing hair. And when it is over, if Iris, would you be okay with forehead kiss?
Sure.
Okay. Aang leans over, forehead kiss. There we are. That was splendidly done.
Thanks. Maddie isn't sure how to take it. She has not received this type of affection previously. But I think she was on all fours and she kind of stands up and stretches really hard. There's pops
Pops a couple times.
Mhm.
Yep. It's like, oh gosh. Ugh. You okay, Ing?
There's a soft, very proud smile on Aang's face as she nods. Yes, thanks to the kindly assistance of Willow and Paige.
Yeah. I don't fully know exactly what happened, but I did feel something. That was y'all, right?
Willow kind of wiggles her fingers a little bit. Just what happens when a couple of witches are allowed to actually use their magic.
It's a nod and a little jazz hand sparkles from Paige.
I would not rely on that too much. That's in an invert you page. Rather taxing.
Yes, it is. I think I can totally do that maybe once more.
And I am entirely reliant on the others playing nicely with me.
Huh. It's really, really weird feeling, but felt kind of cool though.
Well, considering the fact that you used your what do we want to call this? Your other form to entirely plug up the hallway was something to see.
Aang nods. Yes, the sheer size of thee was very. What was the word? Frozen.
Frozen.
Well, it was very cold.
I believe she is searching for cool.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Exactly how big did I get? Because from my view, everything got much smaller.
Step back out into the hallway. You plugged it up. That's how big you got.
I think she'll kind of peek her head around, like try and peek her head around Aang and look down the hallway. Like, ceiling?
Pierre's just nodding silently.
Maddie
Silas will,
just grins. Go ahead.
Silas will hold his hands out all the way from end to end. Just go, pretty big, partner.
Ah, if only you guys could do that some other time. I wonder how Malik would have thought. She's grinning, thinking about that.
A kind of evil smirk from Willow. Yes, Paige. You need to figure out how to do the reverse. Pocket, Maddie. Pocket attack, Madigan.
Paige's eyes light up. And she thinks for a
Or-
second. Oh?
Or double.
But you would be so, small and, cute if we could just make you so, tiny.
Lorelai just goes, ooh, like a badger.
Like a what?
Badger.
A badger! Those things are so cute!
Fuck no!
All that wear badges.
Well, yeah, probably, but
Well, that's terrifying.
wait,
Yep.
you're more afraid of the werebadger, but not me?
I just watch you get scratched by two individuals at the same time.
Hattie kind of gawks and blushes a bit. It's not like that. It's not my fault it feels nice, okay? She crosses her arms defiantly.
I understand thee, Madigan.
Yeah, see?
And there's just a single brow that goes up, and Willow's just staring at Maddie. Oh, too upset now? Maybe an ear scratch.
Don't we have more places to look around? Like, I'm gonna go through this door.
Be careful.
Oh,
Remember,
sorry,
the
not
thing
that
is
far.
way.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door and you see the dull blue glow of this giant stone, and it is ethereally beautiful in a way. It's soft and gently kind of lapping at the walls like waves.
Does it smell like anything?
It smells like ozone. You can also see when you take a whiff, you can also get a distinct scent of blood directly underneath your nose. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a blood trail
Yeah, the trail.
that if you couldn't see it, you could just smell it.
Mm. Does it smell like it left the room?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try and search for it. Active seat thing with smell.
Roll a perception check.
Why is it not letting me roll?
Oh, that's why you guys haven't been moving into the middle of the room.
Yeah, because there's a
Yeah.
wall there.
Mm-hmm.
Here, hold on. Let me move these.
There's
There you
walls
go.
all over the fucking place, and I just run into. I feel like I find every single one.
You can move into the middle of the room now.
Yay! Were you wondering why we were all just hugging the walls?
Yeah, I was like, whatever, I guess. Anyway, Maddie, with an 18, You can tell without having to move from where you are that the thing that's bleeding is in the rock. So the smell is coming from the rock.
Hmm. Can I jump on it? In like a pounce attack kind of thing?
As soon as Maddie starts heading towards the rock, like she is with intention, you just hear Willow in the back. I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Why?
It seems to be made of the same thing as the orb in the other room. And
Uh-huh.
I imagine that makes it rather dangerous in a way that none of us quite understand.
Mm, which means we should get away from it. Back up.
Lorelei will scratch her chin and say, although the lighting looks different, and I'm not sure why. It's more diffuse.
Yeah, it might be less concentrated since it's in. And she just like gestures towards the rock.
Also, that creature is somehow around it, in it, above it, looking above, like trying to find a trap door or something.
Maddie, by looking at the rock from the position you're at, it probably scrambled to get underneath it.
Okay.
There's a little alcove that you could probably imagine being just big enough for something small or very flexible.
And malnourished.
And malnourished.
Does Maddie still have the shovel?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if it is too heavy, but if it's inside the rock somehow, maybe it's hollow, so it's lighter than it looks. You could just try to lever it over. Lever it. That would be the word pronunciation for it, I think.
The great thing about the shovel, Maddie's just going to take a chunk out of the rock.
With no effort, you scoop a solid chunk of rock out with the shovel.
I forgot.
Yep. Looks to the hole, looks to the group, takes another chunk out, makes sure there's enough space for our larger companions.
I want to emphasize, you are scooping this like it is wet mud.
Mm-hmm.
It is solid rock, but you are scooping it into the shovel like it is just perfectly pliable wet mud, and you are just dropping whole chunks of rock behind you.
So we can agree that she's actually a badger, right?
Yep.
Fuck. I'd like to point out Joe gave me this item.
I'd like
it was
to point
not a choice.
Badgers are so much more ferocious than you think they are.
Badgers are cool. Honey badgers are even cooler.
Yeah. That's a compliment.
Lorelei, as you scoop another chunk with the shovel out, you see the bare, pale, decrepit hide of a creature with decayed skin and blue veins underneath the stone. And it shudders and just goes and scrambles to get away from you.
Bonk with shovel?
You just bonk it?
Oh, wait, actually, these things can talk, right?
Yes, they're intelligent creatures.
Grab.
You fucking grab him by the foot as he scrambles away. He is trying to get away, but you grab him by the foot. So he is held.
Hold on there.
He's breathing fast.
grab with both hands. Not to hurt, but to make sure it can't get away.
The creature's just
Pull.
panting and looking at you with one wild eye. The other eye is completely like pale blue, more like an orb than an eyeball.
Can you understand me?
It tilts its head slightly and then nods once. Yeah, I understand you.
What?
Yes, I can understand you.
Okay. Can you answer some of our questions if we promise not to kill you?
He looks over at the rest of you. He pauses and looks back at you, Madigan. He just nods once.
Can she hold him, like keep a grip with one hand?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
very frail. He's not very heavy at all. He's strong, but he's more like Gollum.
One by the scruff.
I will also have Odd ready a spell just in case he manages to get away.
Maggie?
The area where Odd stands is devoid of light, and it's hard to see, but you, knowing that she's there, Willow, you can see that these particles of blue just flit off of her. Maddie?
If it's okay, because can she have some kind of like, I don't know if you'll allow like a previous hunt of like some meat or something, or even just some jerky, because I know fresh meat, they prefer fresher food, right?
Yes.
So the freshest I can manage out of a bag and toss it to it towards its hands.
It grabs for it, lunges for it like desperate, and then shoves it into its mouth. And it looks up at you. And it looks at where you're holding on to it. Are you holding it by the foot or the neck?
Initially, she was holding it by the foot, but I think while he went and got the food, she shifted shifted so he's standing, or so she can hold him by the neck, that thing.
There are tatters of clothing that are on him, so you're mostly grabbing around the neck, or at least part of the shoulder, which isn't difficult, as there's open flesh and wounds that are exposing bare bone and collar, so that you can actually grab that as leverage if you want. He scarfs the meat down.
Yeah. I don't think she's trying to harm him. But she isn't going to be nice about it either.
You can see that you're close up. Willow, you can see this too. There's fungus growing out of his back and part of his shoulder. Blue and white fungus that has sort of erupted from some of the missing spots of flesh on this creature. He is just staring at you, waiting in silence. He's not offering up anything.
So what happened to you? What is this place? Himself.
It was a university. Back in a heyday. He looks at you and looks over to Willow and then looks at Aang. Are any of you brandishing weapons?
I would say that Aang isn't wielding her scythe, but she does have it on her back, and it is fairly large.
He sees that, and he can see Willow, though Willow does not brandish a weapon. He just goes, I was a scientist. My name was Isaac. He like pats his chest. I worked here.
Honestly, Maddie's gonna kind of step so that she essentially switches spots with him so that he's more facing Willow. Because I assume Willow has the questions. Keeping the distance, but still, like, so he's more like, hey, you're talking to her.
Now, when you hold him out towards Willow, make me a fortitude save.
She still has her mask, right?
Yes, and you do have the solution, the alchemical solution you took from earlier.
Oh, this is a radiation thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
15, that'll pass. So with a 15, this creature being near you it has a nauseous aura to it. It is dead, it is decaying, and it reeks like hell. But it also is radiating, as you get like a closer look at it, the eyes and some of the veins of this creature have that same blue glow as what's in the ore behind you. Like it has absorbed some of what that rock is radiating. And it looks at you with like half torn face with missing lips and like exposed gum and the missing skin around its eye such that it looks more like an orb than an eye. It is a revolting looking creature with just rife with decay.
Imagine kind of like a little like curl of the lips, like ew, that's gross. But not much reaction beyond that, and she's kind of like sets a hand on her hip and tilts her head. And he said that he worked here and it was a university at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he worked under somebody named Isaac?
No, he is Isaac.
He is Isaac.
More specifically, he said, my name was Isaac.
Okay. So, if you worked here, you know what that is and what is in the other room a ways off. She gestures.
He looks at the rock. And he looks to where you point. He looks at you and then he nods. Yes. The ore. That's what you want.
I want to know what it is.
Without hesitation, he says, he called it radium. Isn't it magnificent?
And it killed everyone, didn't it?
Though it could. We know now it could. But no, everyone died. After we came out from the below halls.
Willow, I imagine, would not be able to stop herself from looking towards Odd at the mention of the halls.
Odd, when you look at her, she takes a step to the side. So she is standing. Actually, I have a Willow for this.
Mm-hmm.
She takes a step to the side and points in this direction, south. And she says unequivocally, down there, below. The halls below. Isaac follows your gaze but doesn't know what you're looking at.
And there's frown. So all of the bodies, all the death, all the ghouls, was because of whatever's below and not because of what you were researching.
He shakes his head. Both. Both. The Aztec came from down below. They said we made a terrible discovery. That we should bury it. They came with knives and guns.
Did he say they came with knives and guns?
Yes.
They? Somebody not from the university.
He gestures, like he takes his hand and puts it over his own chest and starts tapping his own chest, like, me, we, us came from below. We came from below with knives. Not at first. We brought wine. And then we brought knives. Us from somewhere else. They said we made a mistake.
Mm. Willow nods slowly. And do you know what is below now?
He gulps for what much of a, for what little of a throat he has. He gulps and he shakes his head. No. Lies below. I dare not go down myself. I like it up here. It's simple. We learned how to survive. They took our food. It wasn't my choice to start, but they took our food. And so we started to eat each other. And it worked. He nods, like really feverishly. It worked well. For a time.
And she will kind of gesture on her own body, like a place where he has fungus growing out of him. And is this a new occurrence?
He nods. Flora. Magic. Flora. A gift. From me. Points his hand to the ore behind him. Radium.
And she has not gotten, or correct me if I am wrong, she has not gotten magic from the radium thus far, right?
No. This would be the first instance of magic and radiation mixing. Also, shit, I'm sorry, Iris.
It's okay. I
Uh,
think I'll have to call it really. I hope you guys have a good night.
Night.
Good night, Iris.
Night.
Um, fuck. Does anybody else have a question? While I'm trying to figure out phrasings for another.
We can also stop with the questioning and say pick it up next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be best.
I will save.
Yeah,
I will.
it is
You
pretty
save
late.
your brain power. You can question the ghoul you caught next time.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for the combat. I hope it wasn't too scary.
And new strats discovered.
the clogged hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Night, Jedi. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye, Jedi.
Bye bye,
Good night,
Jedi.
Jedi.